welcome back. So I just recently got the new Tarte chrome paint shadow pots in the mail, and I wore one last night and I was like, oh baby, gotta film with these. I had heard a lot about them and I was really excited that they sent me their line. Now these are like crushed metallic pigments all down, and you use your finger to apply them with the warmth of your finger. Last night I actually tried my finger, but I feel like I have such like a chubby little finger and a small spot on my lid that I actually used a brush, and they're supposed to melt with the warmth of your finger, and I mean they're so metallic and beautiful. But so I used a brush and got it wet. So I thought that that would be mimicking my finger basically, because I just wanted a little bit more accuracy. So I'm going to recreate the look that I did last night, because I had several of you on my Snapchat when I showed it say, hey, we'd love to hear a little bit more about these. Do the look that you had. Plus, it is just a look that I've been doing a lot recently. I feel like around the holidays, I really like to use burgundies and gold. I just think that that's like holiday. So I'm going to show you all of the 6 shades. They are $22 each, and we're going to just talk a little bit about the colors, show you the application, and then that's it. So let's just go ahead and get into the video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe before you leave. And yeah, let's just go ahead and start talking about these shadow paint metallic chrome pot whatevers. Okay, before we get into the look, I'm going to show you and swatch all the colors. This first one is Martini. So this is what the box looks like. Just has the shade name on top, and then like very similar of what this is going to be. This is like a sort of metallic bronzed olive shade Martini is. This is what the jar looks like. It's a really pretty gold top glass jar. You have to be careful when you open the lid of these because they are loose pigments inside. So what I did last night was I honestly just took what was on the lid of the product and I used that to do my swatch. Today, and like I told you, last night I used these wet, but you can just dip your finger in and they warm up with the warmth of your finger. So let me just show you these swatches. It's gonna be the best way to do this. Okay, like super beautiful pigmentation. These are gorgeous. I mean, look at that color olive. At the end, I will show all of these swatches up close. But that beautiful color, this is Martini. It's such a pretty like goldeny olive shade. So I think that that's just perfect. I love that more antique-y type of golden look on the eye. But they do have a great variety and range of colors. So they have, you know, all the way to burgundies. They have all the shades of gold that you want. But this is just a beautiful color. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, next shade is called Fire Dancer, and this is that burgundy shade that I was talking about. Again, it just has the shade in the, I mean, you can see my fingerprint from last night because I swatched them all like thinking I needed to try these. So like I said, be careful when you open them because they are crushed pigments. This shade, oh, so beautiful. I cannot wait to wear all of these on my eyes. Also, I wanted to note that the shade that I wore last night, it literally stayed completely put. These are long wearing, so they stayed completely put all night long. It says that you could wear these as an eyeshadow base. They are basically like, I don't know, it's like a crushed powder formula, but it's almost like, I can't describe the consistency because it's not like moussey or wet or anything, but it just completely like a foiled shadow just packs on that pigment. But like I said, I got mine wet and I liked the application of that too. It was super pigmented. It dried down and it didn't go anywhere last night. I mean, it was completely intact. Like, in fact, to be honest, I was like really feeling myself last night. Like after I got home, I'm like, I really like this makeup look, like maybe I should film with it. But at that point I was just like sort of done, so I just packed up my stuff and watched holiday Netflix movies, because Netflix, by the way, totally called people out for watching The Unexpected Prince, and I'm like, it's a good movie though. They like called people out. They're like, to those lonely people who watched The Unexpected Prince, those 48 people who watched it for the past 18 days straight, like, are you okay? And I want to be like, it's a good movie. It's not, I mean, I didn't watch it like that many days straight, but I mean, like, dang, Netflix, like, why you gotta call people out? So this one's called Pot of Gold, and it's like your classic yellow gold shade. So again, like, they're all like kind of crushed in there, so I don't want to like tip it, but oh, this one is super pretty. Okay, there we go. That color is just so pretty. If you're really into yellow golds, you will love Pot of Gold. I think with like a black, almost like blackened outer corner, this shade is so beautiful. Then we have this shade called Top Yacht, and this is just a really good, I would say almost like a light bronze champagne. Very, very pretty. Let me just show, see if I can show that. Like a light bronze champagne shade. Kind of want to do a look next time with this one. There it is on the finger. I mean, you can see how pigmented that is. Oh, so pretty. This shade right here is called Park Avenue Princess, and this is honestly the bronze shade that I used last night, and I think I'm going to use it again in the look. I love this one, and I just really liked the way the look came out. So that's why I want to try and use this one again, just recreate that look. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous bronze shade. Let me swatch it next to the Martini shade so that you can see the difference. This one has a warmth to it right here, and that's the Martini, and that is the bronze shade. I mean, it's so pretty. And like I said, if you get these a little bit wet, like completely intensifies them, but you almost don't even need to because they're like intense on their own. But when you get them a little bit wet, like it's like, which I'm going to do to this because I'm just going to do exactly what I did last night. The last shade is called Steal the Show, and this is like a metallic gray, steel gray shade. This one is packed more in there. It's not as loose crumbles as the others, so it almost feels like a ColourPop sort of consistency when it's packed tightly. I don't know like which way they are supposed to be, if that's the way they're supposed to be, but I mean, they all work the same, but this one is just packed tightly in there, and that is that shade. Super pretty, so that's great if you love cool tone looks. That would be super pretty for like a smoky, like night going out look. So I'm really excited about these. Let's just go ahead and get into the look. If you were just here for the swatches, you can go ahead and click out now if you were just curious about them. I highly recommend them. Like I said, I feel like they stay on the eyes. They're super pretty. Oh crap, I said I was gonna do a close-up. I didn't do it. I suck. Okay, I already wiped them off. I'm a bad YouTuber. So if you are just, like I said, here for the swatches and you wanted to know like my review on them, like I said, they wore perfectly last night. You can use them as a base and then top other shadows on top of them if you want to. If you want to even put like the Stila Magnificent Metals on top to make it a little bit more glittery, because these are just straight metallic base, you can also do that as well. These are just so pretty and shimmery on the eye. They're very eye-catching. Did not have any glitter fallout at the end of the night. I definitely did check for that. So I didn't have anything under my eyes, no fallout, but like I said, I did apply it wet. So you don't even need, it says that you don't even need a primer base on your eyes. I always go in with a primer because that's just what I do. So I did have Max Painterly Paint Pot down on my eyes. So just as a reference, I did use that. But supposedly you're not supposed to need anything. So anyways, I'm going to get into the look that I created last night. So it's going to be to music, so this is the last bit of talking. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and let's just go ahead and get into, well, maybe I'll do a voiceover. I'm not sure yet. Anyways, it's just going to be the eyes because my foundation and all that part, I'm filming a first impressions video on the NARS foundation, which is what I will have on in the end of this video. So I haven't tried that on yet. So this part's just going to be the eyes. So let's just go ahead and get started. I used the Modern Renaissance palette for my look, and I'm gonna go into the shade Burnt Orange and Raw Sienna and mix those two together and put them in the crease. I'm gonna be using these Delium tools. This is the Phase 2 set. It came just like this from Delium Tools. What I love about it is it opens up and like, look, it's like a little travel case. It's perfect. Now these are the Golden Triangle brush set, and the Phase 2 has eye brushes and face brushes in it. I've never tried these out before, so I'm actually gonna try these out for the very first time today. This brush that I'm using is called the 785 Taper Blending Brush, And I'm going to use that to apply the burnt orange and the raw sienna. I'm just going to go ahead and put that down. Like I said, I love using this palette. Like this palette is an obsession of mine. If you don't own it and you like warm shades, you're literally missing out in life. So this is very soft. I feel like it's kind of more flimsy than I'm used to, but I mean, it's blending it out beautifully, but I never really have trouble blending out the shades from, let me put my hair up, put my hair back a little bit. I never really have trouble blending out the shades from this eyeshadow palette at all anyways. I'm just gonna kind of go back and blend a little bit more. We're going to be putting the paint pot, the shadow pot, right on the center of the lid. Okay, then I'm going to take this 776, this is just a blending brush, and I'm going to take the Venetian Red Love Letter and mix those two shades together. Literally, this was all I did yesterday, and I just loved the look. Like I said, I was like really feeling it for the first time in a while. Sometimes, you know, you do your makeup and you have this vision and then like you get done and you're like, eh. But I was really liking the way that this all turned out. I was super happy with it. It was very holiday party-esque. It's what I wore to my twin holiday party. So I loved it. By the way, so I've talked about this a little bit on my Snapchat. Well, kind of a lot on my Snapchat because it made me extremely emotional. But I know I've talked about this on my videos. You guys know how I have a friend who I was praying for them to get pregnant. Like, she dealt with a lot of infertility issues, and she finally got pregnant with twins. And she went into, or one of her water broke on one of her twins at 20 weeks. So I asked for some prayers on my, if you were a praying person. Obviously, if you're not, then, you know, I just wanted you guys to have your thoughts if you could. But, oh, it's just like so heartbreaking. So she's in the hospital. The baby A is a boy and he has no water at all, no fluids around him. But he still somehow manages to have a full bladder. So he's somehow getting fluids. So that's really great news. And she is not in labor. Which is great news again. So the doctors are giving her a little bit more hope. They just need her to hold off. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to update you guys a little bit right now that she's stable. If you follow me on Snapchat, you kind of know a little bit of the update. But for those of you who don't, if you could just pray for my friend that she could hold off on her delivery. Because obviously if you deliver a baby before if you deliver a baby before 23 weeks, they don't do anything for the baby. So we're obviously trying to get to viability, and then best life and outcome would be about 26 weeks. So anyways, if any of you guys have any stories of delivering your baby or your preterm water rupture, let me know down below, because hopefully if you have positive stories, because at this point, I think sometimes women just love to hear a positive story. That's how we kind of cope with stuff, is we take another person's positive experience and hope for it and pray for it to be our own. So anyways, that was kind of a little bit deep for an eyeshadow video. But anyways, okay, so this is all I did on my eyes last night. And then now I'm going to go in with the chrome pot, and we're going to use the Park Avenue Princess one. This is just the bronze shade. I love the way it looks, and like I told you last night, this is probably really annoying, me touching my hair, so excuse me real quick. Like I told you last night, I got it wet because I feel like I have a fatty finger and not enough lid space for accuracy. So you're supposed to apply them with your finger. How I combated that was I got the brush a little bit wet. So I'm pretty sure I've said that like at least 5 times. You guys are probably like, we get it, Laura, you got the shadow wet. Like, okay, thank you so much. But I'm just going to use the Smashbox Primer water to spray my brush because it's here. And I'm using this Delium Tools 774 large shader brush. So far, I do like the way that these brushes are applying shadows. So I just picked up a little bit of the product, and then I'm using the lid to kind of mash it around on the brush to sort of make like a paste, if you will, to apply it. All right, and then I'm just gonna touch it right here. It's great when you're using these products to not do your foundation because there is a little fallout with application, and that's just because I'm probably not using my finger. I guarantee if I would have used my finger, it wouldn't have been like that because it would attach right to it. But if you decide to use a brush, I would just make sure you haven't done your foundation first. Sometimes when I'm applying eyeshadow and talking, I get a lisp. Like, I think I've talked about this before. It's just, I don't know what happens when I'm applying eyeshadow, but apparently I develop a lisp. I have no explanation. Like, do you see how metallic and beautiful these are? And they literally stay without creasing, and like they stay this exact like opaqueness of metallicness. Is that a word? Opaqueness of metallicness? That's a phrase that I'm gonna go for right now. Oh, these are so pretty. The shade Tempera right here. It's just a creamy matte shade, and I want to put that right under the brow bone just because, you know, some metallicness on the... I'm using this brush and I wish I hadn't, but I didn't have another brush. This is from Maybelline. This is probably too big for that space, but I already committed to it. I'm just gonna roughly put that under the brow bone. I'm going to take this blending brush that we used, and once that's a little bit dry, I'm just going to go back in and sort of blend the edges of this. I'm going to add a little bit of burnt orange, this shade right here, and tap that off and just kind of... This is honestly one of those looks that comes together when you have foundation. So at the very end is always when I'm like, I think this is okay. But before then, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this look. But I actually love it when it's at the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply a black winged liner, curl my lashes, and then we will come back after my foundation is done. When that's done, we'll finish up the lower lash line, and that'll be it. Alright, back to the eyes. So I did go ahead and pop some lashes on. I used these Iconic Lite from House of Lashes. I ended up feeling like I needed a little bit. So if you are interested in the foundation that I'm wearing, I will be posting a video. It is this new NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. So let's just go ahead and finish up the under eyes. I wanted to use just the burnt orange shade under my eyes and then go in with the bronze shade on the lower lash line just because I think that would be pretty. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the burnt orange and put that just right under the lash line a little bit. Okay, just got that brush wet a little bit with the Tarte Chrome Pot, and I'm going to just kind of put that right under the eyes. Make sure your brush is pretty wet because else you will get a little bit of fall down, but I'm just diffusing that right under the eye. Okay, for my lips, I'm going to use, this is from IT Cosmetics. It is in Buff Nude. It's the Your Lips But Better Waterproof Lip Stains. And then I'm going to use, this is from Too Faced. I've never tried these out before. These are their, what type of lipsticks are they? I'm not sure. It's from the Peach collection. This is called Sunday Funday. I figured it was a nice and a nude shade. Ooh, these smell like peaches. Okay, so this is the finished look using these chrome paint shadow pots. I really, really love them. Highly recommend picking one up. I love this color on the lid, but honestly, every single color spoke to me in some sort of way. So they just have a great variety of colors, all extremely wearable. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing them in action as well as some swatches. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your comments down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.